Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. I hope you're having a great day and things are going to turn around for you if they haven't. But in any profession, you need skills. Some skills. I've been a carpenter for pretty much the whole entire my life. I started in construction. My dad had me out there in the field when I was 8 years old. I'm 65 now, and I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be with him. I didn't want to, but anyway, I hope I've had some success at convincing you through these series, if you watched them at the beginning, that network marketing is a better way. I hope I've also gotten to the point across that if you're going to be involved, it's best to become a professional. The next step in recognizing that you need, to learn some skills. If I had no skills in construction, I wouldn't know how to build a house. If I didn't have skills as a doctor, I wouldn't know how to, operate or have that kind of thing. But you have to have practice, and you have to practice some things, then you have to have these skills in order for it to work. Carpentry, you need to have a hammer. You need to know how to use a hammer. You need to know how to use a skill saw. You need to know how to use a tape measure. You know how to measure with a tape. You have to have some kind of creativity when you come to fix something. You have to know how to start and how to finish. And if you can't do that, you'll be lost. But before we get into those skills, let me give you some good news. Okay, unlike most professions, you're not going to need a lot of money, okay, for your education. The education is going to be the school of hard knocks. You're going to get beat up. You're going to have people telling you, laughing at you, telling you you're a fool and, this kind of stuff. But you can't let that get to you. You got to just like when I was in sales and I didn't want to go out there, I was tired. And the guy says, look, suck it up. Just suck it up and get out there and do it. And I was like, that made me mad when the guy said that to me. I was like, okay, well, he was a lot bigger than me. So I was like, well, I better listen to you. You won't have to take, you're not going to have to take out a student loan. And you can't actually earn while you are learning. And in addition to this profession, it's based, it isn't based. In fact, it's almost equal opportunity on earth. Your background experience, contacts, age, race, or gender ain't going to be the factors for your ability to learn the skills to go pro, okay? And finally, this isn't complicated, right? The skills necessary to grow a large successful business are extremely learnable. You can learn these, and you'll have a surprising number of people financially motivated to help you learn them. Okay? There are three primary elements to your network marketing business. One, first, you have a company and products. And what do we have? We have grace, and we have the marketplace. And I know there's not a lot of products on there, but they're going to be coming. It's not one. Once they get this, once they can bring on more products, they're going to beginning to bring on more products. They got the tea right now, and I think it's a good thing that they have one product, so everybody can try it. And they don't bring on 50 products, so you have to buy 50 products to try. There's one product to try. And then everybody can say, yeah, I've tried the tea, that kind of thing. But, if some people are successful in it, in marketing those products, and you're not, it isn't the product's fault, okay? In other words, everyone in our basic company and Grace has the same products to offer, right, to the public. And second, you have a company's compensation plan. You have Grace's compensation plan. If some people are making a lot of money and you're not, well, people can say something like, well, I just don't have my 2. Well, yeah, you got to have 2, but you have to have 62 to really make it work. 2 people, those 2 need to have 2. So you need to be, if you got 2 under you and nobody under them, then you're on Showbuzz step, 11? They're on 12. Well, the 13th level has to fill up, before you're going to get 2 under them. And that's a lot of people. Take the first 2 at the top. There's 2. There's 4. There's what? It doubles every single time. What does it get to if you double it all the way up to 13th level? How many people is that on 13th level? Do the math and figure out how many people on the 13th level have to be filled in before you can go to the 14th level. Everybody's got to have 2 people under them on the 12th level. And she's trying to fill up the 12th level. Once the 12th level fills up, then the people above that need to go down and say, okay, these 2 people and this tree, all these people down through 13. Once the 13th level fills all the way up across the line, then 2 will be put underneath that and all the way down. There isn't a plan for men and plan for women. There isn't a plan for different groups or educational backgrounds, for color of your skin. The compensation plan is the same for everyone, okay? The third element is the most important, and that's the element, and that element, got me think, what is the third element? The third element is you. Okay? You are really the only variable. Everyone has the same products and the same compensation plan. But you are going to be the difference between success and failure. Okay, the only way that you can fail at this is that you quit. All right, you're going to quit. And I'm telling you what, don't chase another shiny object and don't get involved with another company. You have to be serious with this. And if somebody comes to you with their opportunity, don't listen to them. Tell them, I've got something better than you. So that means right here and right now, you need to take full responsibility, okay, for your network marketing business. You do, okay? It's your business. And we're all in a business. We're all doing it. But you have to take ownership of it. Decide today, right here, right now. Decide today, right here, right now, never to blame anyone. How many times we hear people blaming this and blaming that, you know, or anything else for your lack of results? Okay, I'm going to say that again. You have to decide today, right here, right now, to never, ever blame anyone or anything for your lack of results. In fact, in network marketing, there is something of an epidemic going on. People just love to blame their upline. Okay? The people above them in the structure for all of their problems. If my upline didn't do this for me, or did that for me, if my upline didn't do this for me or didn't do that for me, everything would be better. I'm going to tell you that's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. If you're thinking like that, you've got stinking thinking. We used to say in our sales team, when a guy was all upset and he had stinking thinking, it was the company, it was the products, it was the leads, it was this, it was that. They couldn't sell because of all that. And it said, you know what? The manager would say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I guess you're beat up from the feet up. You're also tore up from the floor up. Why don't you get in my office right now and we'll have a checkup from the neck up, because you got stinking thinking and all you're doing is stinking up everything. And that's what's happening, believe it or not. I want to thank you for this opportunity. You have to be like this, okay? You have to say goodbye to your upline. Call them up. Call your POC up and call them up and say something like, you know what? I want to thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Getting into this business for myself is important, and I appreciate you for introducing me to the company, this Shining Stars, that you believe in, and that I know now believe in it as well. But from now on, when it comes to building my business, I will use you as a resource, but never an excuse. I may call on you from time to time. If you're available, that's great. You know, if you're not, it's okay too. I am going to build my business, and I understand one thing. It begins and ends with who? Me. Right here. It's my fault. Me. It's going to end with me. I'm going to take ownership of it, and I'm going to bring people in. I don't care what everybody else does. I'm going to bring them in. Because they have stinking thinking. I don't. And I'm going to bring them in. Because I understand this. I understand this probably better than 90% of the people who are doing this. Or who aren't doing it. Sitting on the couch waiting. Where's my two? Where's my two? I don't have two yet. I don't have two yet. There's a reason why you don't have it. It's not that they're singling you out and saying, we're not going to put two under you. They have to put two under you. Your spots are full, but they're going like a typewriter. You ever typed with an old typewriter with a, a piece of paper in there. You type A, B, C, whatever, go across. The typewriter goes to it'll get to the end. You push the thing and it goes shing, goes all the way to the other end. And it goes down a little bit. It goes ching, 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 going two, 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 all the way across. So that's where, if we don't get two ourselves, and we don't bring in two, and we don't keep bringing them in, if you're going to bring in two, well, I brought my two in. What about you? Did you bring two? No, I didn't bring two. Well, why don't you go help that person that can't get two? So now that you got two, how about go get two more? How about go get two more? How about go get two more? I'm going to get 10 today. Not two. Okay, so that's the way we got to be. Turn this business around and put it on you. And then everything changes when you take full responsibility for your network marketing career. Would it surprise you to know there are only 7 fundamental skills necessary to build a huge business in network marketing? Did you know there was only 7? Only 7, not 70. Each one is fairly basic, but it always amazes me how little effort people put into learning them. If there was a college course and it was offered on network marketing, it'd be one of the easiest classes to take. It's not rocket science, but you'll be happy to know it's one of the highest paid skills sets in the world. They said that commission sales get paid higher pay than a surgeon. It's true. Go look at the statistics. Surgeons don't make as much money as those in commission sales. Network marketing is commission sales. Well, the next segment is going to be skill 1, and that's called finding prospects. Have a great day. Over and out.